All right, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Market Trading. I'm your host, Tone Vays, trying not to be loud. I am at Hiroshima International Airport. Laptop zoomed out. Let me zoom in a little bit on my camera. So one day I'll figure out how to fix that stuff. And raise it up. There we go. All right, let's just go straight to the charts. How's everybody doing today? Wait, where the hell did it go? Hope all is well. Let's see how many people we got here today. Streaming on a Saturday night. Well, it's Saturday morning here for me at the airport. Okay, sorry guys, you should not have taken a sip of that while trying to breathe and reading your comments. So I haven't actually opened my computer in 3 days. Hiroshima is one incredible place. I can talk about it all day. I did all this research on and the bomb that they dropped at Hiroshima. It's really fascinating, tragic, and fascinating. I mean, I'd love to do a whole podcast on that, but let's talk about the price, and then maybe we can talk about Japan after. That P-Man is drinking El Tecalino. That's a good tequila. Yeah, someone asked me, someone donated $20 yesterday for me to release the tequila sheet. I will do it in June, I promise you guys. I will release the tequila sheet in June. I'm back in the US. I'm going to go into the woods where I usually spend my summers. And I'm just going to be working out of the woods. And that's when I'll release the tequila spreadsheet, the Consensio video. We'll do a bunch of cool stuff. Okay, so the Federal Reserve has come around to the Tone Vays position of what to do with interest rates. And the Tone Vays position has been very, very simple all year long. The Tone Vays position on interest rates has been stop raising them so damn fast. So while the last time we looked at this chart, the probability was flipped around, that there was a 65% chance they would oh, wait, I'm sorry. There was a 65% chance that they were not going to raise interest rates, and now they've flipped it to the 65% chance that they will. This is stupid. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe too early in the morning for me. And I wanted to try the airport. What do you call it? Sake. I didn't even look at the chart when I was talking about this. So the Fed might raise interest rates again, which is completely stupid. And let's see what how the stock market is reacting to this mess. Wow, that's a great week for the stock market, huh? Not even the debt ceiling debate is slowing the stock market down. That is just beautiful. That looks absolutely excellent. And we're ready to break out in the stock market. That is just, well, incredible, really. Absolutely incredible that the stock market is almost ready to break out. As you guys know, I have been bullish on the stock market since I still have some time before my flight. I wanted to get here early. So the stock market, I've been bullish on the stock market since October. I remain bullish on the stock market now, and it's looking great. And the rising stock market could raise the price of Bitcoin. One of these was wrong, though. I still have to figure out. Wait, which flight was that? No, I'll be fine.
Expected flight. Please come to gate. C. Now for boarding.
So here's the weekly chart of the S&P. And again, I've been long on the S&P since October. You can go back on this channel to find out. Let's go to Bitcoin. Here's our long-term chart of Bitcoin. And it's starting to be very clear that Bitcoin is taking that purple path. Now, there is something to keep in mind. Keep in mind that Bitcoin tends to crash a bit before the halving. So,
We'll start boarding shortly.
which flight number am I? Okay, my flight is 676, not 674. But they announced, wow, they're making a lot of announcements. So over here, within the last 60 weeks, this is now a weekly chart. Within the last 60 weeks, a Bitcoin crashed one more time, and it was in August. So if I do another time lapse, right? So Bitcoin crashed with 40 weeks to go, 42, beautiful round number. 42 weeks to go, Bitcoin crashed. Now, it was a lot worse in the COVID year because we crashed with about 10 weeks to go. And right now, let's see where we are. We are at about 44 weeks to go. We're at that 42-week mark. So back in 2016, 2015, we crashed around this time. And because of COVID, we crashed later. Now, if it wasn't for COVID, we probably, if it wasn't for COVID, we probably would have bottomed somewhere in this vicinity. And that would have been with about 24 bars to go. So 24 weeks to go to the halving. Now, I still think the halving is going to be earlier than expected. I still think the halving is going to be March 25th.
ANA flight 6, 7, 4, 2, Tokyo Haneda is now inviting boarding group 2 to board.
They're going to announce every single group in the lounge. It's crazy. Okay. Here's our weekly chart. Our weekly chart, it's bad that we have a red star candle, but it's very good as to the current shape of this candle. And today is already Saturday night, so I don't expect much to come of this for the rest of the week, which is just one more day to go. So that's a nice reversal candle. We held the moving averages. On a 4-day chart, we're also holding the long-term moving average. So the strategy that I described yesterday of, hope and dreams is actually working. We also bounced right off of the 128-day moving average, which, as you guys know, is my most critical, most important moving average that I follow, is the 128-day moving average, and we bounced right off of it. Yep, they're going to announce boarding group 3. Wow. Not much to say on the 1 hour chart.
4, 2,
Or the 4 hour chart.
is now invited 42, 3, and 4 to board at this time.
Tony, you should go to Vietnam. The city of Da Nang will suit you. So I've been to Vietnam twice, but I have not been to Da Nang. What's this +1 unbanned Joe? Talk about Joe Saz got banned from YouTube? Yeah, probably. Hey, Crypto Commons, thanks for joining. I'll be back on your show soon. Enzo Lindner gave you a shout out on his podcast. Wow, I haven't run across Enzo in a while. I'll have to look for that. Grayscale, not much to say on that. Oil is hanging in there. As you guys know, I am now keeping my own track of how much oil is being depleted from the strategic oil reserve. So far, Joe Biden has depleted the strategic oil reserve by 43%, which is crazy. Crazy. We'll wait for the next set of data. Natural gas, I think, is ready to make a little bit of a rally here. Gold is sitting right at support. Also think it's going to start making a bit of a rally, and we already covered the S&P 500. Okay, I'm done. I got maybe 20 more minutes. How's the food tone? Food's incredible. So, as I mentioned the other day, the Japanese eat more meat than they eat fish. So sushi here is actually not, it's very good, but it's also not cheap. Meat here is a lot cheaper. So usually the Japanese are eating meat. And the fish is more like sushi, especially a toro, which is the tuna belly. It's not cheap. So it's more of a like a night out, like a specialty item. So Nvidia did well on earnings. That's the daily chart. Oh, Jesus. Now, I'm like, oh, wait, I know it did well on earnings. Where's the price? It's all the way up there. Yep. Nvidia did well. Look at that. Man, should go back to trading my old option strategy. It's would have made me so much money. It's insane. All right, mempool is still congested. So that kind of sucks. Things are still going badly for Ukraine. None of that has changed. Thanks, Big A, for the comment. Yeah, gold dealers. Yeah, but they're gold dealers, you know. It's like Peter Schiff. It's always a great time to buy gold and he'll sell it to you. But yeah, I do think it's a decent time to buy gold. Hey guys, the Financial Summit is coming to the UAE, November 5 to 10. Absolutely incredible event for financial professionals. This should be, I don't know why it's Ron DeSantis. This could be dangerous. If you just go to unconfiscatable. Unconfiscatable is coming to Las Vegas in December. For those of you interested in learning how to trade, check out my free Learn Trading section. Also, you can support with the affiliate page, Thorguard. Nice VPN to use. Or purchase one of my on-demand videos, a little more advanced education on trading, along with the MRI right there. So, man, what are we going to talk about? Let me go, again, super dangerous. Go into my YouTube channel and then go into recent viewing history. History of what Tony Vays watches on YouTube. I have started watching Redacted. It's actually pretty good. I've been doing a lot of like walking around. So while I'm walking around, I'm listening to all these podcasts, just staying on top of the geopolitics, basically. When am I coming to Australia? somewhere between a while from now and never, when you get rid of your communist government. I mean, I'll come and visit, you know, like make your country capitalist again. I mean, well, you have another interview with Richard Hart? Of course not. Like mentioning his name, just like, guys, I'm tired of giving scammers a platform. Outright scammers. Hey, Jimmy G, hey Mel, thanks for joining us. So, yeah, I've been watching Redacted. I download these videos and I just listen to them. Also, need to catch up on the new Atlas with Brian Bolitic. So, man, this channel is hilarious. I didn't even know it existed. Watched a bunch of videos from it yesterday. They're short. They're like, well, that was 20. I didn't watch that. These 2-minute videos. Joey B. They're just funny videos. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so, someone informed me that I eat a lot of liver. Like liver is one of the meat products that I eat all the time. And I don't have gout. I was just curious what the hell gout was. I don't have any health issues. But I started watching this video about how dangerous eating liver is, which I thought is weird because I've ate liver my entire life, starting as like a baby. I eat all livers, animal liver, fish liver, and then watched the video from Cam Berry trying to debunk the eating liver is bad for you myth. And then somehow that video got recommended. I'm like, yeah, what the hell is gout? I still don't understand what it is. Like when you don't have these things, you just like, it's confusing. Been watching a lot of Douglas McGregor this week as well. He seems to have been on top of it. I remember his comments like a year and a half ago when Russia first invaded, and he was right then, he's right now. But yeah, but this channel by Joe B is absolutely hilarious. And I'm trying to get to the Hiroshima stuff. It's where I was going. Military Summary is still the best channel. People send me like all these things to watch, and they're like kind of fascinating. One of these days, I'm going to talk about this guy, which is very interesting. I'm not saying he's right. I'm just saying it was interesting. We're going to do a whole video on that. Where are my Hiroshima videos? Here they are. So I watched these 2 documentaries. They were very good. I strongly recommend them. Atomic Bombing of Hiroshima documentary. This is an old film. This is like real footage. So, and I watched everything on 2x. So, so this documentary here basically simply talked about all the secrecy that went on in developing the atom bomb and how the US developed it, and then the decision to drop it. So that was absolutely fascinating. And this one just documented everything that happened in the Pacific, like the Pacific side of the war. So this didn't mention Hitler at all. And the conclusion that I got Mel, what do you mean the war is about World War II is so good? Like I'm not following. Is that a name of a documentary? So the basic conclusion is there have been lots of debates whether the bomb should or should not have been dropped. And after like watching these 2 documentaries and being here in Hiroshima, I can say with 110% certainty, the second bomb on Nagasaki, the Fat Man is the name of that bomb. That should not have been dropped. Now, the first one on Hiroshima, I'm going to go and say 95%, it should not have been. So if I was in that room being consulted, whether it should or should not have been dropped, I would have voted for no. Now, the majority of the people in that room voted for yes. The one person that voted no was actually Eisenhower, who became president later and then railed against the military-industrial complex. He was the only sane person in that room that voted no. So it was crazy. Basically, it comes down to the same thing that's happening here in Ukraine, where the US government developed a new toy. This toy would kill 100,000 people in the blink of an eye. Today, it would be a lot more because the population is way bigger. And they wanted to play with that toy. It was literally my only explanation as to why the US government did what they did by dropping the 2 bombs on Japan. There was zero reason for it. The reason is, the reason there was zero reason to drop the bombs on Japan is because Hitler had already surrendered. The war in Europe was over. The Japanese had already lost their entire navy. Their entire fleet was destroyed. They lost all their naval bases in the Philippines and other Southeast Asia. Russia was advancing from their west. They were completely losing all territory in China. It was over. They were almost out of planes. Their strategy in the days prior to the dropping of the bomb, their strategy was literally to enlist people into the military and teach them how to fly a plane, but not teach them how to land the plane, because there wasn't a need to land the plane. They took their first and last flight by just flying the plane into a US Navy ship. That was literally the only strategy they had until they ran out of planes, and they were almost out of planes. There was nothing more the Japanese military could do. If the US waited just a few more weeks and not drop the bombs, the Japanese military was done. There was nothing left. This made absolutely no sense. It was just anger that after Hitler surrendered, they presented surrender terms to the Japanese, and the Japanese did not like those terms of surrender, so they said no. Due to bad feelings of the Japanese saying no to the terms at that time, the US went ahead and did this, but the military was done. No, well, Mel, the kamikaze tactics were not utilized well. It was, I mean, why would you want to destroy a plane? That's not how, well, like today, a plane is like tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Like, why would you spend that and then just fly that plane into a target? It was the only thing they had because they didn't have time to train pilots on how to use the plane. All they can do is like a training course. Hey, here's how you lift up, and then here's how you nosedive the plane. And that was it. Like they resorted to that tactic, not because it was a good tactic, it's because that's all they can do to train a pilot in 2 days to fly a plane. Literally like the worst military tactic you can do, because that's all they had left. But yeah, but I strongly recommend these 2 documentaries. They were good. I wish I can find some more good ones, but I need them to be old. I don't want recent documentaries because of a lot of propaganda. I mean, this is already World War III, right? I mean, Biden has told us that it is World War III. He said 1 year ago that sending F-16 to Ukraine is World War III, and he just sent F-16s to Ukraine. Like according to Biden, this is World War III right here, right now. The U.S. president has declared World War III. I still haven't seen this. This is I'm gonna do this on my flight. That and like 2 more videos. Do I have downloads here on the laptop? Yeah, I don't have downloads on the laptop. They're all on my cell phone. There's like 100 videos downloaded on my cell phone. Gonna go back to the top. But yeah, this is what I'm watching. So I got these. I still have 2 more videos about vitamin A toxicity, because according to this guy, according to Dr. Garrett Smith, is that him? No, Grant. Oh, that's a different person. Okay. So this is Dr. Garrett Smith, and this is Grant Generix. So I watched the Grant Generix video, but not these 2. According to Grant, I should die like next year, based on how much liver I've eaten in my life, and the fact that there was also something else that he said. He said that people that have done Accutane when they were younger, like a treatment of Accutane, have depleted their liver, like vitamin A detoxification ability. So anyone that's done Accutane has like set themselves up to have a disastrous second half of their life due to vitamin A toxicity. So a combination of doing Accutane when you're younger and eating a lot of liver is like going to kill you, basically. And I did do Accutane when I was younger. So again, like according to him, sometime before I hit 50, I'm gonna like basically be in serious health trouble. And it's interesting. Look, I'm always willing to learn more about the carnivore diet and stuff. But like I said, according to him, I am literally the worst case scenario for a human being that has both taken Accutane when I was younger and also eating a lot of liver. And I eat a lot of liver. Well, like it's possible I eat more liver than Liver King, who pretends that he's eating liver on camera, probably. Right. No. I mean, Accutane is not going to kill you. It is rough though. For those that don't know what Accutane is, Accutane, well, it wasn't designed for it, right? Like, there's a lot of medicine out there that isn't used for its original design, but Accutane gets rid of acne. So if you have bad acne and you're willing to put your body through 6 months of hell, you will not get acne again. So I did have a lot of acne when I was younger. Not somewhat on my face, but mostly like on my body, on my back. And it got rid of everything. Well, like it just like kills like skin pores. So my skin's been perfectly clear since doing Accutane, but it's rough. Like you need to be mentally and physically tough to deal with 6 months of Accutane, especially when you were a teenager, right? I think I was in my 20s when I did it. I wasn't a teenager. I think I did it when I was in my mid to early 20s. I just got tired of it, so I got tired of having some acne, so I did Accutane. So apparently doing Accutane like destroys your body for being able to process eating vitamin A, according to him. And then if you eat a lot of liver, it's supposed to just like be super toxic to your body. So I should be having signs of vitamin A toxicity by now, but I haven't yet. So it's just very, so I'm definitely going to go further down the vitamin A rabbit hole because it's important. It's food I eat about 3 times a week. 3 to 4 times a week I eat liver. Damn, Nate. Yeah, no, Accutane is brutal. Like Accutane is brutal. You have to go get blood work every month to make sure I mean, you're not going to die, but it's close. It can take you close. You got to get blood work every 2 weeks to 4 weeks. You got to check with your doctor. They're going to analyze the blood work. And I don't trust doctors anymore. Like this time around, in hindsight, I don't know if I would have done it, but I probably would have done it. In hindsight, I would have, back then there was like barely any YouTube, right? So I could have fixed my health problems more naturally. But when you're younger, you don't know and you trust doctors. Oh, hey, Mel, can you like grab some of these documentaries that people recommend on World War II and shoot them off to me in a Telegram chat? And this guy is nuts. Patrick Lancaster is nuts. He's like literally out there almost getting bombs dropped on him in the Donbass region. Insane. And I was listening to Judge Napolitano. I haven't really heard much of him. He's doing great interviews with some really good guests. So yeah, so this has been my political listening. And of course, Military Summary, I think, is the best channel for keeping up with what's going on the ground. Yeah, the craziest thing from one of these documentaries, I already forgot which one it was. One of these, right? So the US tested the atomic bomb and they're like, oh shit, okay, that worked. And then they had to act fast because they didn't want the Japanese knowing that they had this. So if they were going to drop it, it had to be done very, very quickly. And they immediately told Churchill over in the UK what they have and what they're going to do. And they only had like a 3 or 4. Okay. Yeah, I'm in Japan. Dean has to speak softly. All right, guys. I may have to end it. I may have to end the stream. Welcome to Japan. Nah, Japan is just different. So I can speak right into the mic. So they had to decide whether to tell Stalin or not. If they're going to tell Stalin if they what they have and that they're going to bomb the Japanese. So like 3 days after they tested the bomb, they told Stalin that like, yeah, in 2 days we're gonna we tested this bomb, and in 2 days we're gonna bomb Japan. And Stalin already knew because the Russian spies had told them like within hours that the bomb was tested and what the plans were. So that was kind of crazy that all the secrecy US had, like Americans didn't know, newspapers didn't know, but Stalin knew like instantly. Okay, guys, on this note, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.